Barny here again. It's going to be Charlotte next week. We've got a whole wonderful new series of recipes we're going to share with you. And the first one is called frittata, which is an Italian version of an omelette. And traditionally, it's a way of using up stuff that you might have in your fridge, like some leftover potatoes, some peas that you've cooked, some onions, and so on. But it's become a thing, and we're going to do a classic one, which is a potato and pea and basil one. And I'm going to just give you a very quick recap on the first things that you need to do, which is to chop your onion like this. You've all done this a million times before. No different from what you've already done. What might be a bit different, so there's the onion done. And that's what it's going to look like when it's cooked. And here's how you do the potato. Cut a little bit off there, and then into about 3 pieces if it's a small potato. And we're going to make a little dice, like this, when it's raw. And then we're going to cook it in just a little water, once we've diced it, like this. Okay, so there's our potatoes, and there's the onions. Potatoes are going to go in some water, which of course I haven't got, and Eloise is trying to film this all in one go, so I'm going to whiz off and I'll be back, and Eloise will just show you all these lovely ingredients, see if you can identify them. So, good. So we know what's here, don't we? We've got some cheddar cheese, some parmesan, some onion, some basil, potatoes, peas, and of course the all-important eggs. Okay, so there is our potatoes boiling away there. I won't show you how to fry onions, I don't think. I think you know how to do that, but that's how you chop them. Let's do the frittata. Okay, so really, really easy. You need a hot pan. This is like an omelette. You all remember how we did the omelette. It's pretty well the same thing, except it goes in the oven instead of cooking for a few minutes. So avoid getting shell in with the egg. Whoops, that wasn't very good. All the best teachers make mistakes so that you can feel good about how many mistakes you make. How many eggs have I got in here so far? I think it's 4, isn't it? I'm going to do 6 eggs. So the number of eggs depends on the size of your frying pan, really, because we want to get an omelette about that thick, frittata about that thick. So you need to make sure you've got the volume of ingredients that's going to make that thickness. So I'm going to beat up, I've actually put 7 eggs in here. I'm going to put some potatoes in. I'm not going to put all of them in, I think I'm just going to put the right amount. It'll all be in the recipe, so you'll see. I'm going to put some peas in. Potatoes and peas, what a lovely combination that is. And I'm going to put some lovely softened onion in there. And obviously some cheese. Parmesan makes it Italian, and cheddar because we are in the west of England. I'm going to mix all those together. I think you all know the other 2 ingredients I'm going to need to put in here, apart from the herbs, which are pepper and salt. Just a bit of pepper and a little pinch of salt. So this pan now is really hot, nearly ready for the frittata mixture to go in. So I'm just going to put in some of this fresh basil. Could use dill, you could use parsley, you could use chives, you could use tarragon, you could use thyme. Herbs with this kind of thing, doesn't matter what they are, they just give a lovely, another layer of flavour. So you can see now, let's look at this. This is quite hot here now. It's going to get even hotter, so that it really frizzles when the egg goes in there. All mixed, all ready. The oven is on. Right. There we are. You can see it's already beginning to cook around the edges. So I'm just scraping it in a little bit so that it's sort of almost like scrambling it. Can you see what I'm doing here? Just pull it in with the fork, don't need to use anything else. You do need a good non-stick frying pan really for this, it has to be said. But in your recipe it will tell you, if you haven't got a good non-stick frying pan, how to treat another pan. There we are. So that's enough cooking on top, enough really hot cooking, that's on a full heat. And I'm going to put that in the oven and we'll come back to it in a minute. Okay, so I'm just taking out the oven and we're going to have a look at it. It's been in about, what, 15, 18 minutes, Eloise? Yeah. And I'm feeling it like this with my hands, and it's still, look, you can see a little bit of liquid here and there, so it's going to need another 5 minutes. Really good to do that. Make sure you have an oven glove or a really good cloth that isn't wet to handle the sauce, the frying pan. Back in 5 minutes. Right then, so I've got a board ready to put the frittata on when it's cooked, and you could use a plate, but it's quite good to put it on a board, as you will see in a minute. So really well folded cloth or oven cloth or mitts. In I go. I know it's ready now. And here it is. What we've got to do now is, you can see I'm loosening it a bit like this by pushing it down on the sides with a spoon. It doesn't matter what you use. And then this is what you've got to do. Just one movement. Watch this. Out it comes. There we are. Be careful when you do that, but have a go. Even if you make a mess, it doesn't matter. Hope you enjoy making it, and see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.